What's up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your guy Jay Worth, repping GKP, out of Memphis, Tennessee. Bringing you breaking news right now. Very, very sad breaking news. Popular Memphis rapper, world-renowned Memphis rapper, Young Dolph, has been shot and killed in Memphis. Memphis rapper, Young Dolph, has been shot and killed in Memphis, y'all. Kelly, what's good with it? I'm actually listening to Fox 13's broadcast right now over there on the television. But Memphis rapper, Young Dolph, whom a lot of us know and listen to the music and have followed his career, has been shot and killed here in Memphis, Tennessee. Fox 13 is live out on the scene just off of Airways and Ketchum here in the city. So once again, this is breaking news, y'all. Sad day here in the city. So often we deal with these senseless killings and, you know, to know that today, you know, someone as popular as this guy was, someone who was such a giver of the community, you know what I mean, did a lot of things here in his own hometown, has been shot and killed, you know what I'm saying? Vernita Brown, I see you. Leon, I see you. Breaking news, y'all. Rapper Young Dolph shot and killed right here in Memphis. Definitely condolences and prayers go out to the family. If you're coming in here, breaking news here in the city of Memphis, Memphis rapper Young Dolph has been shot and killed in South Memphis, the basically the same area he comes from. You know what I mean? And that's awful. That's a sad thing. Definitely a common theme here in Memphis as far as the senseless shootings and killings, you know what I mean? But
as you can see, Airways right there. There's Ball Road. There's Joy Lane. It happened at
when you
MEMPHIS
cut the
Breaking
TV on and the
around
breaking news is about a guy of this magnitude,
12:30
you know what I
this
mean?
afternoon. We have learned through
It definitely
interview
hits you.
sources that made it very clear to us that it was indeed Young Dolph. He's a Memphis rapper. He's 36 years old. He walked into the bakery. Someone pulled up outside and they opened fire. Now, mind you, we said earlier there are so many questions surrounding what happened, why it happened. You know, we don't have those answers for you just yet. We have several crews on the scene at this hour trying to gather more information. This is a widespread scene. There are barricades up. There's lots of police tape up. We know that investigators have been out there. They're going to continue to stay out there until they can get some solid information on what happened and why.
I can promise you that corridor, as busy as it is at 12:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, someone saw something. Several people could have seen something, so police are going to find those people and ask them to please come forward with any information.
Let's just hope they say something.
It's a citizen's duty at this point to share information with the police. Otherwise, we see,
Curly, good
this could be a
afternoon.
retaliatory act, and we could see another retaliatory act.
This is breaking news right now. Rapper Young Dolph has been shot and killed
These situations and take it into their own hands.
in the city of Memphis here.
Is violence that spreads into the neighborhood.
A little over maybe about an hour and a half ago, it's being reported. But they're confirming it now that it was him, and
But that shows you the impact that it's had.
what a sad day in
That
Memphis.
quickly, it shows you the impact of someone being killed in your neighborhood. The impact, it just seems to resonate throughout the neighborhood. So now you have several people feeling unsafe over this one.
What a sad day in
Again,
South
police
Memphis.
are on the scene right now.
For sure.
Everything has been peaceful. We want to reiterate that it has been a very
Once again,
peaceful
condolences
scene
and
out there.
prayers go out to the
Tensions have been high.
family,
People are very frustrated. They're sad. They're upset.
loved ones, the
Very
many
emotional out there.
fans, you know what I
Right
mean?
now, this scene has been very, very peaceful.
And the thing we should ask you just on our behalf, this is not the police asking.
Not cool,
this
Memphis.
is me. This is Daryl Green saying, please.
Definitely
you're
not
watching
cool.
this right now. Don't get to the point of frustration where you decide you want to go down there because that area is being blocked off. You're only going to.
And I got to be in that area, supposed to be in that area at 7 o'clock. It's where I go. It's where I'm from.
Of you showing up there.
And to think that something like this has happened is, it's just not cool.
Stay away from that airport road, 240 area right there around Kesher because as you saw on the map.
Yeah, Demiria, I agree. Sad.
So this is
And it needs to stop.
a lot of traffic, literally a block. Like the very bottom of the screen is ketchup. The next thing you would see if you went further towards the bottom of the screen is I-240 and the Airways exit. There's the T-Dot.
As you can see, traffic is slow.
Yeah,
Traffic is very slow.
and it's going to be. This is not something because they blocked that exit off immediately, and that's going to stay blocked off. I would imagine for the better part of the afternoon through rush hour.
Oh, most definitely. So if you are heading that direction right now, if you're listening to us, you need to find an alternate route because it's going to be like this at least until 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah. And that's definitely it's affected the Airways North exit on the eastbound lanes at 242. You're not going to be able to take Airways North, and if you're coming south, say from Poplar, Union, whatever, just avoid Airways.
And if anyone's been in this area, if you live in it, you know that this is often a busy corridor. It's a busy area. So that's why we wanted to just reiterate from everyone here at Fox 13, if you have seen anything, if you know of anything, call police. Call police.
Cooperate with investigators when they knock on your door.
Definitely, Vicky. Awful news.
Somehow this has to end.
I would agree.
Somehow, some way, be part of that beginning and help them.
We don't want the retaliation to commence. That's what
You
we
know.
don't want.
No.
So more than likely there was someone that was driving by, walking by, heard something, saw something. If you did indeed, this is your time. Call police.
Hadn't been a month ago, he was performing there at the FedEx Forum for a Memphis Tigers event, I want to say, or something that was taking place down there. So, a very, very popular guy here in the city of Memphis. So a lot of times, in spite of all the chatter and in spite of all the so-called beef or this, that, and that. Normally, you know what I'm saying, we wrap our arms around, you know, our own. And to know that, you know what I'm saying, this brother has been shot down in the neighborhood he came up in is like, you know what I mean, that's awful. No one has been detained, so obviously the shooters are still out there, you know what I mean?
Even though tensions have gotten high, feelings, emotion have gotten intense.
And it's sad how the envy a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, is what, fuels these things, because there's somebody out there that, felt like this guy was, doing too much. Or doing some things that they didn't have the intel or the knowledge to be doing themselves. For if they had, then why are you out here, you know what I'm saying, doing these type of things to people who, you know what I'm saying, probably ain't really done nothing to you like that. I just don't see how it gets that bad to where you want somebody just erased. But the harsh reality is that this is what goes on. This is what goes on. So, sad day in Memphis for sure. Denise, I see you.
Right here at the corner of Joy and Airwaves, we've seen at least 2 security cameras.
No, definitely morals and integrity and dignity and respect have went out the door. You know what I mean? It wasn't even, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, a young man getting shot down in a funeral procession. It's getting, well, it ain't getting, it is that bad in the city of Memphis now. That's why I always, say and express how important it is to never take life for granted, because no one knows. We don't know. All we do is go. Y'all will get that tomorrow. We don't know. All we do is go each and every day to wherever it is we got to be, to whatever responsibility it is we have to tend to. But we don't know what's going to happen. This guy was in a bakery, okay? This guy was in a bakery, y'all.
To figure that out, but we have seen a few other members of the command staff from the Memphis Police Department.
He wasn't in the club. He wasn't on the stage. This guy was at the bakery.
Now, understanding again,
Darren Keith, I see you.
a lot of information to gather, a lot of information to get confirmed. But one thing for sure, we have confirmed that one person happened to be with.
So no, we don't know. We just go. No man knows the day or the hour. You know what I mean?
That surveillance video, it is going to be key in this investigation. It is hopefully going to give police, the investigators,
and most importantly, you never know the who, the when, or the where. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to be going over those surveillance videos today.
But this is awful sad news today here in the city. Timmy, I see you.
Retaliatory strike. It could have been beef. It may not have been. It could have been someone simply trying to take the car. I mean, again, we have to.
Oh yeah, oh no, Tim, trust me. I mean, I preface that it's nothing uncommon here. Nothing. It's nothing new.
If we speculate and we get into conjecture, we could, hamper your ability to process this properly.
But it's days like this that have us, reflecting on and debating and having discussions on things that are, you know what I mean? Often right in front of our face. Most times, you feel me? And if you live in the city of Memphis, then you know.
Was implicated, never indicted. Another person implicated, never indicted. So, this is, sadly, it can be part of the rapper's lifestyle.
But we don't
And you know how the media is. You hear what they talk about,
what led up to the shooting.
They got to have a story. So obviously, you know what I'm saying? Perception is all they run to. So, lifestyle. You hear these things.
2 years old. this young man grew up in Memphis, obviously gained a career as a very, very popular rapper.
Very talented.
Very talented. Young rapper. He came back to this community. He stayed where his roots are. He gave back to the community. He gave money. He gave
Is that, and sometimes is that good? You know what I mean? You want to do things. You want to be available to your community. But this is the thanks that you often get. You feel me?
We want that person to represent the good
And it's awful.
best part of Memphis I tell people about all the time. This is one of the most giving, loving, supporting communities. And this is just an example of that. He was known for doing this. This was just what he did. He would constantly give back to the community. He would support young kids. He would encourage them, stay in school, get their education. This is what the Memphis rapper Young Dolph was known for.
Let's go to Fox 13's Dominique Dillon. She's on that scene.
36 years old, y'all.
Jeremy has told us about the
36 years old.
Police officers. What are you seeing from your vantage point now?
Had reached high levels in his career, in his endeavors, in his accomplishments. Highly successful guy. You know what I mean? And whether we understand it a lot of times success is a gift and a curse. When you don't have the gift of discernment sometimes, it can be a gift and a curse because you want to help everybody. And then sometimes even the people you help don't appreciate it. And the people you don't help sometimes turn sour because they feel like you supposed to do this or you supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Judy, I see you. Oh, Vicky, of course. Somebody always knows something. But the biggest disappointment is they don't often say a thing. Breaking news, y'all. Rapper Young Dolph shot and killed in Memphis.
I don't think you can hear from here because there's so many police cruisers blocking things, but the car is
Sad day.
on the scene. And at this moment, we have tried to speak with people on camera about coming out here, what he meant to them, what he meant to the community. We haven't had any luck just yet, but as things unfold, hopefully we will be able to speak with people about coming out here, what he meant to the community, and just how much of a loss this is. Reporting live out here on airwaves, Dominique Dillon, Fox 13 News. Thank you so much, Dominique. It's clear what he meant to the community.
Yeah, Veronica.
In that neighborhood,
that's true. Sad. Arlene, I see you.
they know him as a very giving person.
Josh, I see you. Yeah, definitely. Crazy stuff, man.
Encouragement. That's who he was really known for. Of course, he lived the life of a well-known Memphis rapper, but he also was the type of person to give back to the community, to those in need.
Yeah, you can see we showed up. I believe we have the picture again of one of the check presentations that he did for $25,000. I mean, that's just a Hamilton High School, and you see that the PRE, and that's Paper Route Empire. That's his label. You know, that's his organization, and he did this on the regular. He was always doing things like this. So, I mean, it is an incredible loss to the people of the South Memphis community, really the entire Memphis community, anyone who was a fan of Young Dolph.
Yeah. We're not going to speculate as to what possibly happened. We are going to allow investigators to work the crime scene, figure out exactly what happened. We have reporters out there. We have our own crews out there. And, of course, as information continues to come in.
Sad day in Memphis, y'all.
We will be keeping
and trust me, it's sad when anybody loses their life to senseless violence or, you know what I'm saying, unnecessary beefs in the street that couldn't be settled any other way than a gun being picked up. You know what I mean?
You know, let's show more pictures because obviously fans of Young Dolph, they can't get enough of this. We will remind everybody again that if you have one of the streaming services and you have the Fox 13 News Now app, you can go there. We've got his discography there. You can see music videos, his biography, several pictures. And look, if you ever had an encounter with Young Dolph, if you knew him, if you went to school with him, if you went to a concert, you can upload your pictures just to sort of memorialize him, if you will, pay tribute to him. Because you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of people trying to make their way to Airways and Ketchum, which is the scene you're looking at right now. And we'd like to discourage you to doing that right now. It's just because of the traffic backup, because of the massive crowd that has already gathered. You see the police barricades.
That's true, Vicky.
Continue to put those barricades up to push
That's
the crowd back. And
definitely true.
Please avoid
And
that
that's why I talked about that spirit of just discernment. You know what I mean? Learning and accepting who's real and who's fake. Sometimes we, our own selves, can be in denial. We know the fake people around us, but we still give them what you call the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just not good to give any benefit. You feel me?
People are emotionally, visibly very, very upset. We do know that Fox 13's Dominique Dillon is out there on the scene. Also, we've had reporter Jeremy Pierre out there today. Dominique, as you said earlier, the crowd is definitely growing, but I do need to say this again, and I want to reiterate it. Everything out there has been...
Jaleesa, I see you.
Yes, Darby,
Big Tuck, I see you.
It has been peaceful. Many people are solemn. They're sad about what happened out here. If you walk with me, you can see just how many people are out here. Hundreds of people.
Rapper Young Dolph, y'all, has been shot and killed in the city of Memphis. Age 36.
This parking lot packed with people. Right now, it looks like Memphis police may be trying to push people back, but they haven't had any success just yet. People continue to pour in. People are emotional. They're upset. They can't believe what happened out here.
Philanthropist. Gave back to the community, did a lot of things in the community, for the community, with the community. And sadly dies in the same community that he was raised up in, yo.
And there are some photos close up where you can see the glass has been
I got you, Mika.
of the shop.
What's good with it?
See his car parked outside of the shop as well. If you look across the street, we're told that is family on the other side of the street as they also wait to get more information.
You know, a lot of times, you know, and I actually saw it a lot earlier than, you know, the news actually getting there and things like this, but some part of you just wants to say, well, maybe it's a mistake or maybe, you know, it's somebody else, but it has been confirmed that this is rapper Young Dolph. I think his real name is Adolph Thornton or something like that. I may be wrong, but shot and killed today, y'all, in South Memphis. Like I said, same community that he came up in. Definitely the community I was born and raised in, you know. So it's a sad day in Memphis, y'all, to hear that this brother has been killed. And it's just a theme here in Memphis that is heard far too often, that someone has been shot and killed. And I heard one of the young ladies that was talking earlier was saying that, you know, with these laws that have been implemented and things like this, it was already bad, honestly, before any laws were implemented. But I do believe that, you know, sometimes certain laws do just give it more emphasis or puts more attention on things that they don't. And just to know that, hey, you can walk around this city now, basically anybody can possess a gun, whether you have a permit or not. You know what I mean? So when you implement certain laws sometimes like that, it's almost like you're enabling the people to continue things that you should want them to discontinue. And in this case, I think that's more so what this particular law that went into effect back in July has done. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, it was already guns around here, but even my experience after July has been a lot more like, wow, you know what I mean? I'm standing in stores and, people walk in with, weapons or, weapons out and on display and things like that. So it's just a comfort zone that people have taken with these weapons that I think has allowed things like this to get even worse than they were. So I ain't gonna sit up here and just be the one to say, well, the law did it, because if you live in Memphis, hey, the gun's been banging. You feel me?
And this young man, even though he became extremely famous, very, very well known, he continued to commit himself to this community. Taking a live look right now. You can see police officers right now moving people again further
Thank you,
back
Linda.
from this scene. They have several barricades out there. People are being pushed further and further away from the scene as police continue to investigate.
And y'all know normally I would probably have a camera or something trying to look at the screen, but due to the copyrights and things like that, I decided just to take a listen with the audio side of it. But the breaking news is there. We're all at this point aware of what has taken place here in Memphis, for sure.
It only takes one. It only takes one person to really cause things to get out of hand, and that's the last thing you want to see right now. So we will again implore you to please stay away from the Airways Road and
He was home for the giveaway next week.
area, because that's
And what that means is there's a giveaway that he does every year for Thanksgiving and stuff like that for the neighborhood. And unfortunately, his life has been cut short for whatever reason. But I think it's senseless. I don't think there is a justifiable reason to pull up at a bakery and just start shooting.
Continuing to push the barricade back further and further. If you take a look over my shoulder, tensions are rising. It looks like people are trying to fight, but they're trying to break.
And if you're familiar with the Airways and Ketchum area, then there's the Dixie Queen over there and things like that in that particular vicinity, churches and things like that. So that's the area that this is taking place at. And like I said, I'm there at least 3 times a week, probably not even 5 minutes around the corner from where this has happened. So it's just crazy.
Right there, now the barricade is continuing to get pushed further and further back. Officers are not only
So of course it's going to be high levels of anger out there, you know what I mean, in a situation like this, because it's a sad day. But I would ask for anybody that's out there, that's going out there, you know what I'm saying, to try to be and remain as calm as possible. I know we're grieving as a city, you know what I mean, but let's have compassion for the family and things like that, so we don't go out here and do things that we shouldn't be doing to escalate this situation or make it any sadder than it already is.
Officers are also now getting on the speakerphone and telling people if their car is parked in this area, they need to move it. If their cars are parked in the road, it's time to move your car at this point. That's what police are telling them. But as you can see over here, tensions continue to rise as officers work to de-escalate this situation and push people back. So this is a very trying time for officers at this moment. There's also this white van being pushed back as well. So if you're parked here at the Dixie Queen, you must move your vehicle. And at this point in time, they're just trying to get the crowd under control. But as you can imagine, this crime scene is going to continue to expand. They're going to continue pushing these barricades back as far as they can so that they can do their investigation, comb through the evidence, figure out what happened out here, piece together who the gunman, who the killer is. de-escalate the situation and just get this crowd under control at the moment. I'm going to toss it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Dominic. And that's what we're going to see throughout the afternoon. If that crowd does continue to grow, you're going to see police widen that perimeter even more because they do want that crowd to disperse. They do not want that many people congregated, you know, with emotions so high right now because even though you want to pay tribute, you want to memorialize Young Dolph, you know, the crime scene, an active crime scene is not necessarily the
If you're coming in here, then of course you see that there has been breaking news here in the city of Memphis. Popular rapper, Memphis rapper. I think he's originally born out in Chicago or something like that, but has been in Memphis for the majority of his life. Young Dolph has been shot and killed here in the city of Memphis, over in South Memphis, actually where he grew up at. Was shot and killed about a little over, maybe about a couple of hours ago now at a bakery here in Memphis.
Young Dolph was shot and killed at Makita's Butter Cookie Store. That's at Airways and Ketchup. Now, we talked to that shop's owner, and he got word from his employees who were there. They saw everything. They say Young Dolph came in. He was buying some cookies. Someone drove up and shot him. Did they fire through the gate glass from the outside? Did they come inside? We don't know those details yet, but we will learn them. Airways Road is now closed near Ketchup. I-40 is backed up in that area, too. So if you have business in that area, I'm sorry, I-240 is extremely backed up.
Wow.
If you have business in that area, you have to go through that area to get into downtown Memphis. Just be prepared for delays. They're going to happen.
All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get back at the day here, but sad day in Memphis, y'all, once again. Rapper Young Dolph has been shot and killed here in the city of Memphis at the age of 36.
2016, that was called King of Memphis. We also know with the death of Memphis rapper Young Dolph, we have other rappers now letting us know how they feel about this tragedy.
That's Gucci Mane. R.I.P. to my friend Dolph. This broke my heart. And, you know, again, you and I talked about the fact that the rap community, especially in Memphis, is so close. Even when they have issues with each other, they're still very close-knit. And I talked to Al Capone, another well-known musician, on my way in today, just shortly after it happened. He was blown away. He said that his phone had not stopped ringing. And we texted.
All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Tony Walker, I see you. Man, I tell you, it's getting rougher and rougher by the day here. You know what I mean? And once again, our condolences and prayers definitely go out to the family of Adolph Robert Thornton, y'all. Better known as Young Dolph, shot and killed here in the city of Memphis today while visiting South Memphis Bakery neighborhood he came up in. Our condolences and our prayers are with the family, the friends, the many fans and people who have been inspired by the life of this young brother. I wouldn't be me if I don't end this by saying I hope and I pray each day that we can find better means of conflict resolution. Definitely better means than picking up a gun and shooting. Thank you to each and every person that joined. Thank you to the ones that will watch later. Our condolences and our prayers go out to the family of Adolph Robert Thornton, known as Young Dolph. 36 years old, y'all. Definitely, Robert. But I think Memphis getting to the point to where when you look at the size of this city for sure, it's almost getting worse than Chicago, if not worse. So I pray each and every day that there comes a better way, you know. And I hope each and every one of y'all praying too. You feel me? With that being said, I'll check back on y'all a little bit later on. I'm gone. Y'all already know who it is. Y'all already know who it is.